Alright, well today we've got a 2002 Jeep Grand Cherokee and she's been leaking some coolant. You can see the puddling under here. So we're going to try to find out where it's coming from. I think it's coming from the thermostat. So the first thing we do is we jack it up. We got ourselves a jack stand for safety. Safety first, always. So there's two possibilities. One is it's leaking from the thermostat. The other is maybe from the water pump. The thermostat is right down in there, right inside that little housing. And the water pump is right behind that pulley behind it. So I don't see any water up top. So it's probably coming from underneath. Alright, let's see what we have underneath here. I don't know if you can see that right through there. I think you can. That's the thermostat housing. And that is some coolant dripping out. So that's probably where it's coming from. Great, we've identified it. Now we need to change it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is drain the radiator. So I get my bucket and I set it under here. It's going to be a little bit more complicated because I do have the skid plate package, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Right over here, right here, there's a little hole for drainage for the coolant. And to drain the radiator, we get it here. Let's see if you can see that. There's a little petcock valve. I think you can see it. See it here. There it is. And the hose comes out and drains it right through that little hole, which is right above our bucket. So let's get that thing open. So I'll just get up there and try to open that with my left hand. Okay, that took a while, but it finally drained. You can see it drained about that much. That doesn't really seem like enough to me, but no more is coming out, so I'm going to close the petcock and then I'm going to move over to the thermostat over there. Okay, we got two bolts to take off now. One of them is right here. The other one is up top here. Touching it, you can't see it, but I've got my 9mm socket here and a little shorty extension, and I don't have any power tools, so we're going to do this the hard way. And I am not left-handed. Hang on. Okay, let's try to get this loose. There we go. Oh yeah, that feels pretty good. Hang with me a minute, I'm loosening it. And there we go, one bolt out. Well, there's the other bolt. But I can't do the camera and get that thing out, so that's where it is, and I'm going to take it out. Alright, so we should be ready to take this thing out. Let's see what happens. I'll just grab a hold of this and give it some wiggle, and there's the fluid. I knew there'd be some, but it wasn't too bad. And let's pull this thing back. Oh, there's the thermostat right there. Oh, my light's getting a little wonky. Let's see if I can get this thing out of the way. There we go. Now we'll just move that out of the way. Now grab a hold of this. There we go. Right down into the armpit. That's perfect. That's right where I wanted it. There we go. Got her. Okay, there's a little bit of a detail here that I think we need to cover. See this guy? He's got a little bit of a tab right on the side of his gasket there. And that fits into... Hang on, let me get this up here so you can see it. Right here. You see that little tab? Sorry if it's a little out of focus. Right there. That guy fits into this tab. And then the new one is right here. Yes, I'm laying on my back. Here's the new one. Does it have a tab? Yes, it does. It's right there. I hope you can see that. Yeah, it's got a tab. So we'll line that up when we're putting it in. Okay, before we continue, we need to clean off this surface. I don't know if you can see it in this picture, but it looks like there's a little bit of some kind of a buildup on the left side here, and that's probably where it's been leaking from. So I'm going to scrub it down with a little wire brush. Alright, here's my little metal brush I'm going to use, and alright, let's get scrubbing. I'll just brush this thing off. Alright, we got her all cleaned off. She looks pretty good. And now we'll put the new one in. Alright, so we got the new one here. Pointy end goes into the hose. And this little tab, we got to remember the little tab. It's got to fit right in there. And, well, let's see if we can do this. And hold the camera at the same time. I don't think I can, but you get the idea. Alright, I got my little tab lined up. And I got myself inside the hose. Let's see if we can't put this back where it belongs. Okay, we got her lined up. Yeah, she's in there. Now let's put our bolts in. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. I got her all started. By the way, I'm shooting this whole thing through a hole in my skid plate, yes. We'll just go finger tight. Then I'll finish her up with the ratchet to manufacturer specifications, of course. Alright, we got her all tightened up. Now we need to refill the system. Need to remove the radiator cap and remove the little bleeder here. We need to fill this guy, we need to fill up the whole system until we see fluid come up out of here. And I'm going to reuse some of my old fluid, although there is some particulate matter in there. We'll have to be sure not to get that into the radiator. Okay, we got her, I think we got the radiator topped off. We got fluid coming out of the high point there. And the reservoir, well, looks like it's pretty full. Well, maybe not completely, but we can get some more in a little bit. I did leave some in the bucket because of the particulates down there, so we don't want that in there. So we'll go ahead and close this up. There we go. Close that up there. I'll tighten that down in a sec. Yeah. Radiator cap on. There we go. Nice and full. Alright, so we got that guy tightened down. And Everything looks full. Let's give her a start, shall we? No leaky there. No leaky there. Let's see what's going on down below. There's a drop, but I think it might be just residual. Looks pretty good, nothing really flowing out, so I think we might call this a day. One more thing to check here. Let's see, 126,000. Here, let's try something. I'm waiting for her to get up to temperature. Why does your oil read that high? It looks kind of high to me. I don't know why it does that. Everything else looks pretty good. We'll run it until we get up to temperature. Oh, needle's moving. Well, we've been running for a while, and it looks like we're running about normal temperature, and so I guess the thermostat's working fine. I guess that'll do it for today's repair. Check y'all later.